channel. So today we are going to learn how to cut a bralette top, how to cut and sew a bralette top. Okay, it's very simple. So this is the method I came up with. Okay, it's very simple using our normal bust here. So you're welcome back once again on my channel. So thank you to all my subscribers. Okay, you guys have done a great job. Thank you, I really appreciate. All right, so now if this tutorial is what you are interested, please watch to the end of this tutorial. It's very simple how you can make a bralette top. Okay, how to cut and sew our bralette top. All right, so now let's get started. Okay, so this is my pattern. The first thing I will do is to mark out my um shoulder to waist, and so we'll be using under bust, just the normal way we cut our off shoulder bust here. All right, so okay, let me start from my shoulder to the under bust. So my shoulder to the under bust measurement, I have 13 inches, so I'll go ahead and add extra half inches, okay, for the joining allowance. Remember, this is a bralette top. The down part will be having some bands, we'll be cutting band at the down part. All right, so now, so this is my, from my shoulder, so I'll be using here. So this is 13 and a half. My under bust measurement is 13 inches. So I went ahead, so I'll be marking it this way. I don't know which position will be okay for you guys to see what I'm doing. All right, so let me use here. So from here now, sorry, it's far away. So here, okay, so you can see 13 inches my under bust. So I added extra half inch, so I will be able to join it. So this is what I have. So you go ahead and mark out your shoulder to under bust measurement. So this is my shoulders. We don't really need the shoulders anyway, but it will be as a guide, so it will be able to guide us. Okay, so this is shoulder to under bust. So I will go ahead and mark out my, I'll mark out my shoulder to bust point, and my bust point I have 10 inches, and actually I have 9.5 for my bust point. So this is 9.5. So this is 9.5. Remember, you come up by half an inch upwards and half an inch downwards. This has always been my pattern, my method, because I don't like a pointed bust here. So that's why I always add half inch on both sides, below and above. Okay, so I hope my camera is positioned very well. I don't know. Okay, so now this is our bust point. So remember our off shoulder, whenever we are cutting our off shoulder, we normally minus 5 inches or 4 inches. So this I will be minusing my, so from here, from the shoulder to, you place your tape measurement on your shoulders. Okay, so after placing it on my shoulders, I'm going to minus my 5 inches for the off shoulder. Remember, so this is off shoulder, you know, our bralette is off shoulder, so this is the 5 inches. I'll minus it. I hope my pen is clear enough. So now, after marking all this, you go ahead and mark out your bust span. So my bust span, I have 8 divided by 2, that will give me 4 plus extra half inches. Okay, so let me extend the lines, extra half inches, so that is 4.5. You just go ahead and mark out your bust span. You mark it from here, from this 5 down to the under bust. Okay, I hope my camera is positioned well. All right, okay, let me see guys. So I'm trying to make sure my camera is positioned well. Okay, so like I said, so you mark your bust span. Okay, so this is my bust span. So I'll go ahead and connect the bust span from the off shoulder, 5 inches for the off shoulder. Okay, so this is our bust point, this is our bust span. All right, so this is bust point. So this is our bust. It's just the normal way we draft our off shoulder bust here. So here under the at this under bust, you mark in 1 inch inwards and mark 1 inch out. So you mark it 1 inch in and 1 inch out. Okay, so I've marked my 1 inch. So this is it. 1 inch inwards and 1 inch outwards. Okay. So I'll go ahead and use my French curve and connect it and make a curve like this. So you see the reason why I added ½ inch on both sides. I don't want it to have this sharp edge. In order for us to eliminate that sharp edge, so you connect. Sorry about that. So we'll connect. Okay. All right. So now at this 5 inch for an off shoulder, you also come in. I'll come in here by 0.7, then I'll come out here by 1 inch. You can decide to go in and out by 1 inch. It's totally up to you. Okay, so now you connect the line, make a curve. You can actually use your French curve to connect it. All right, I use your straight line, still the same thing. So now we are done. Okay, so now from here I'll be marking out my bust measurement. My bust measurement is 36 divided by 4. Right, so this is what I have here. 36 inches divided by 4. So my under bust measurement, I have 32 inches or so. So I have 31 inches for my under bust. So 31, you divide it by 4, that will give us 7.5. Okay, you mark out your 7.5 here. Then so here, this intake, this 2 inches intake of that, you add it here. Remember? So this is what I have now. This is my measurement. So this is my measurement. All right. So you can we'll add our sewing allowance when we are transferring it on our fabric. So after this now, the next thing I will do, I'll go ahead and connect it. Remember, it's a bralette top, so no, now we don't need this bust measurement. Okay, so here we just go ahead and connect. So I'll connect it from here like so. I'll be connecting it like this. So you connect it like this. Okay, oh sorry, I have double line. Okay guys, so after connecting it like this, so the next thing I will do here, I also connect from here as well. We'll add our sewing allowance, half inch sewing allowance. When we are transferring it on our fabric, we'll go ahead and add our sewing allowance, just half inches. Okay, so this is it. You connect to form our bralette. So this is the pattern. You can see how it is. This is the pattern now. So now here is the midpoint. So here is the side. So what I will do next is to go ahead and cut it out. I'll go ahead and cut it out like this. Okay. So I cut it out. So cut it out. So this is the best. And because I came up with, okay, this is another option here. So this. Okay guys, so now this is what we have. This is the pattern we needed. Okay, this is just the pattern we need. This is the center. Yeah, yeah, this is the center and this is the side. All right, so I have to label it. So this is it. This is the pattern we need for our bralette. Okay, so I'll go ahead and transfer it on our fabric. Okay, so actually this bralette will be a reversible. I'll make it in form of reversible. I'll be using two fabric. So you can see I'll be using this fabric as well as this fabric. So it will be a reversible um bralette top. All right, so let me go ahead. While we are cutting it on our fabric, I'm going to add half inch allowance on the both sides. Okay. Okay guys, so right now you can see I've cut out my pattern. You can see I've transferred them on my fabric. So this is what I have. Like I said, this bralette top is going to be reversible. Okay, so now you can see this other one will serve as the other side. So any whichever way you want to wear them, I've cut it out. So this is how it's going to be. This is our center front. You can see I have two here, as well as this I have two. Okay, and this one. So this is it. So while cutting, I added allowance, but I didn't add allowance to the down part. I've already added the allowance while drafting um on my pattern paper. Okay, so I already added allowance on both sides so that I'll be able to use it to sew it. Okay, so now here is my rope for the shoulder, the rope that will be crossing to the back. All right, so I've cut it out. So I'll be, because it's going to be reversible, I've cut two parts. So I'm going to match them, the right side facing each other. This is how I'm going to match it. So I'm going to sew on both sides. I'll be sewing on both sides of the fabric, after which I'll go ahead and turn it. Okay, this is for the one part of the sleeve, and this one will serve as the other part. Okay, for the other sleeves. So that is it. So it depends on how long you want it. So here I'll be using this one as my loops. Okay, so this will be my loops. I'll be using this one. You can see the loops. So you see, by the time I will sew on both sides. Okay, I will go ahead and turn it. So when I'm sewing, when I'm sewing the loops, I will make here to face this fabric. So if you are wearing this part, this part of the loops will appear. Okay, so this, I will use this for my loops. Okay, you can see I have the two fabric. So this one is my waist. This is, I use the waist circumference to cut out my band. This is my band. So how do you cut out this band? So I use my waist circumference, and my waist circumference is 31 inches, right? So I minus 6 inches from the 31. Make, so here I have 25 inches length plus my sewing allowance. Okay, so my sewing allowance here, so I'll be attaching the loops here on both sides. So and the wideness I have 6 inches wide, depending on how you want it. So you see, 6 inches plus my sewing allowance. So I'll be using half inch to join the bralette for the top, the upper part. Also be sewing half inch for the down part. So my shoulder to waist measure, remember I have 13 inches. Okay, so it depends on where you want your bralette top to be. Okay, so it depends on where you want it to store. That will determine the amount of the width you cut. If you want it a smaller band, it's all your choice. All right, so this is totally your choice. But here, because of the loops, I might not 6 inches for my actual waist on my actual underbust measurement. All right, so that is it for this. I've cut out everything I need. So the next thing I'll go right now, go ahead and sew them. But before then, here I'll be my fabric now, I'll be using a gum stay to gum it, or you can even sew your, cut out your padded using your wadding. You can use your wadding. Okay, but I will just, so to make it firm, but I'll go ahead and iron my gums, my soft hair stain, or my wadding. I'll iron it on it. All right, on both sides, on all the pattern I have. Okay guys, so now I've done cutting ironing my wording on my fabric, as you can see here. So I'm done with the ironing. This is the wording of fusible pad, fusible pad. I don't know if the name is correct, okay, or your wording. So I'm done. So the next thing I will do, right, I'll go ahead and sew it. Okay, so you can, this is the center front, so this is the side. Okay, so I'll be sewing this one right side facing each other. I'll go ahead and sew it. Okay, so I'll go ahead just the normal way we sew our bust here. So like this, right? So see the normal way we sew our bust here. So I'll go ahead and sew this as well as this. Then this one too, I'll do the same thing on both sides. So this is the center, so I'll put this one like this, and as well put this one. So I'll go ahead and sew them together, right? So after sewing it, I'll give it a nice press. Okay, then I'll come back, I'll do the same thing here. So the remember the rope that will be here. Okay, so after sewing it, the rope, I also sew the rope inside out. So I'll come and show us how to fix it, how to attach it to this upper part. Okay, so let me go straight to my sewing machine and do that, then I'll come back and show us how to attach the rope. All right, stay tuned guys. So guys, as you can see, I've sewed them together. Okay, so this is what I have. I've sewed them together now. So the next thing I will do right now, if you want, you can go ahead and add your um you can add your maybe a wording for padded, you can pad it. So now this is what I have. But I only added the I added only the gums, the wording. Okay, you can add it if you can pad it if you want. So now you need to join them together. So how do you do that? So I'll pick this one. Remember, this is the center front, so facing the other one, right side facing each other. So now this is my rope. Okay, so this one will be for the loop. So this is my rope. So I will go ahead. So now, so what I will do now, I will go ahead and place it inside. From here you can see this fabric, you see. So this is how I want it. When you turn is the other, so you can place it like this fabric facing this fabric, so you place it this way. Then you can see this one facing this one, so you go ahead and sew it. This is how I'm going to be sewing it. Okay, so I'll sew from here, from the sides here. I'll sew it and stop at the this side, at the down part. All right, so I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other one. Okay, so this one, this red fabric, you can see facing this one like this from inside. Then I'm going to replace it with this one, so like this. So after you pin it down, so after which you go ahead and sew it together. All right, so I'll go and sew it. I'll come and show us the finish, how it looks like, and how to attach our band. Okay, so now that's the next thing I'll do right now before I'll come and show us how to attach the band and the loops. Okay, so guys, I'm done sewing it. So this is what I have, as you can see. So when you turn to the other side, you will see this color. Okay, the same fabric facing each other. Okay, so the next thing I'll do right now is to go ahead and attach my band, after which I will also sew in my loops. Then our bralette top is ready. So this is the center part. I'm notching it, so I'll be able to know the center. Okay. So now, so I've gotten the center part. I'm trying to figure out the wrong side. Okay, I think I've seen it. So okay, this is my pattern. I want the front and I want this thing to be facing up. The horse, it's having pattern. Okay, so I'll go ahead and open it up this way. All right. So now here, remember this is the center front and this is the side. Okay guys, so I want to emphasize more on this. If you want maybe your cup to be to cover your boobs more, maybe you can add after marking out, during our pattern we marked out our underbust measurement, after which you added your dart intake. Remember, after the dart 2 inches of dart intake, I didn't add any allowance. Okay, the only allowance I added was half inch for the stitching. So if you want, you can add, maybe you want this side to cover more, so after your dart intake you can maybe add extra half inch or maybe 1 inch before you now connect to that 5 inches. I hope you guys can still remember. I'm talking of the side. But you can see this is the size of my breast. I'm not going to wear it with brazier, so when I'm wearing it, so I'll just wear like that. I don't have that much boobs. So now this is the right face. So I'll go ahead and pick this front part and place it on this I'll be placing it on my, you can see, so I'll just place it in where I notched the middle part. I also pick this second one, the fabric facing each other. I also place it at the same notch point, the middle point. So I'll go ahead and sew it. Okay, I'll sew it from here. I'm going to sew it. So after sewing it, the next thing I will do, I will pick this my other fabric. You can see, so this is the right side, this is the right side. So I also place it in the middle where I've notched, where these 2 points meet. You see, I'll place it like that and sew it. So I'll just sew them. After sewing them here, you can see here I'll be folding here in where I'll be attaching my loops. Okay, but let me go ahead and sew this one first. So I'll come and show us how to attach the loops. So after sewing here now, after sewing this down part, so I'll be folding this one inside. I'll put it inside here and sew the upper part too, after which I'll go ahead and remove it from this inward. All right, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So this is the center part. You take the middle part, this is the middle, the center front. You place the fabric facing each other at this point. So you're going to sew it. Okay, so after sewing it, then you pick this other fabric, place it, all right, and you stitch. So after stitch, you are going to put these ones in, you place them in, so for you to be able to sew here as well. All right, so you sew this one as well, after which you pull it out. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do right now. All right, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so now you can see I'm done sewing it. So this is the outcome. Okay, so this is the other side and this is the red fabric. Okay, so this is what I have. So it's like this. Okay, so you can see here I've sewn this part. So the next thing I'll do right now is to sew the loops. Okay, so while sewing, I folded this end in for the loops. Okay, but you can decide to sew the loops before you turn the down part. Okay, but I've turned it now. So how I'll sew the loops now, go ahead and fix it. So like this now, I've cut out like, let's say I have 3 inches or 3 point something inches. So I'll go ahead and fold it this way. You see, you can see this side. So I'll put it in here. I'll be top stitching it. So I think that's what I will do because I didn't sew the loops while before I turned everything. So now I want to sew it this way. So hope you guys can see what I'm doing. So you can see the fabric is facing here. So by the time you turn it like this, after sewing, if you want to wear, you can turn it this way. You see, you can see the red part is also showing like this. So this is it. So this is how I want to sew the loops, okay? So that whichever part you want to wear, the it will be appearing. See, it's still the same color. So I will go ahead and do the same thing. I'll cut another one. I'll insert it here. Maybe I'll be having about 3 or 4 loops on each side. Okay, so that is the next one I'll do right now. So when I'm done with that, you can see that uh, this our bralette top is ready. All right, so let me do it right now. Okay guys, so right now as you can see I'm done with the looks. So now our bralette top is ready. The next thing is for me to model it, to wear it on our dummy to see the finished look. You can see here, if you want to wear, you turn it, as you can see. So this is what I have. This is the other part. Okay, so this is the loose. So now you can turn it for it to be on this part. You can see. So we have come to the end of this tutorial. So the next thing, I will go ahead and wear it on our dummy so that for us to see the finished look. Alright guys, so find this tutorial helpful, you can kindly give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not done so. Okay, you can see, so this is what I have. It's reversible. I'll go ahead and give it a very nice ironing, after which I'll wear it on our dummy to model it, see the outcome. Thank you so much guys for joining me. So stay tuned while I wear it on our dummy to see the finished look. All right, okay, see you guys, bye. So this is the finished look of our bralette top. So this is how it is. Remember, this particular is not this. I didn't use the same measurement with this doll. This is for a small size breast. Okay, but you can see the doll is more bustier than the owner, than the actual measurement I used. So this is the final look. So when you wear it on your body, this is how it's going to be. Okay, and this is the back. This is the back. This is how it's going to look like. Actually, there's supposed to be a space here in the middle because this measurement is not for this door, so that is why it's like this. It's supposed to be here. They're supposed to be seeing the skin of this door, but because that's not the actual size, this is how it's looking like. Okay, so that is our bride top. So this is the finished look. Okay guys, so you can go ahead and try this pattern and tell me what you think of it. All right, thank you guys for watching this far. See you in my next video. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. You can hit the notification bell, subscribe if you've not done so, and hit the notification bell so whenever I upload any new videos you will get notified. All right, thank you so much. The next time I'll be doing a bralette top with a handkerchief flare. Okay, we'll use this top to make a dress, so we'll be joining our dress here for us to form a handkerchief flare. Okay, I'll be using a handkerchief flare to join. That is the next tutorial on this bralette top. All right guys, bye.